You know, I'm gonna make all those doubters at the end of the day, at the end of the fight, they all gonna cry when they get home. You know, and I meant that. I meant that. You know, everybody's talking about the size and, you know, me being a smaller fighter, but if you look on the stage, I've been sparring these big dudes my whole career.
They'll all cry when it's over. That's what Terence Crawford boldly told a crowd of fans as he stood on stage in his hometown of Nebraska, oozing confidence just weeks before the biggest fight of his life.
Once we get in the ring and they see something different, like each and every time, there's gonna be another excuse. Why, the reason why Terence won and this and that and that is, but I can assure you, I'm gonna be victorious. And after that, we're gonna have another parade.
With less than 2 weeks to go until he steps into the ring against the legendary Canelo Alvarez, Crawford made it clear he's not just coming to fight, he's coming to silence every critic who ever doubted him. Despite the massive challenge ahead, Crawford is walking into this clash with unmatched belief in himself. He's moving up 2 entire weight classes to take on one of the most decorated fighters of this generation. But for Crawford, it's not about the risk, it's about legacy. While many are focused on the sheer size difference between him and Canelo, the undefeated champion from Omaha is fixated on writing his name in the history books.
First ballot Hall of Fame fighters, you know, going head to head, you know, and for undisputed, you know, and both of them is 2-time undisputed champion. One is 2-time in the same weight, one is 2-time in 2 different weights, looking to be 3. So, you know, Thriller in Manila, it wasn't, you know, that much wasn't on the line when, you know, they was fighting, but it's a lot on the line in this fight.
This bout, set for September 13th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, will be a moment in boxing history. For the first time, 2 reigning pound-for-pound stars, each with stacked resumes, will collide with undisputed super middleweight supremacy on the line. Crawford enters the ring with a flawless 41-0 record, boasting 31 knockouts. Already a champion across multiple weight divisions, he's held undisputed titles at both super lightweight and welterweight. If he manages to beat Canelo, he'll become the first man in the 4-belt era to become an undisputed world champion in 3 different divisions. It's a record no one else has touched, and that's exactly what motivates him more than any paycheck.
When's the last time you've been an underdog?
I don't know. All my life.
All your life?
I've been an underdog all my life. You know, so I feel good, I feel comfortable, I'm confident, you know, and this is no unfamiliar place for me.
You've had a lot of memorable fights. What makes this one different?
I think, you know, this one is different because of the opponent that I'm facing, the weight that I'm facing, the level of fighter that I'm facing, what's on the line, the legacy, just everything as a whole is, you know, make this fight different than the others.
That being said, the payday for this showdown has drawn just as much attention as the fight itself. Canelo, who signed a lucrative 4-fight deal with Riyadh Season earlier this year, reportedly earned $80 million for his last bout, expected to make up to $150 million this time around. Crawford, on the other hand, has made it clear that he's not cashing out like fans might expect. He revealed that his guaranteed purse is $10 million, far below the rumored $50 million. While many were shocked by that number, Crawford shrugged it off. For him, it's about glory, not gold. Canelo's own legacy needs no introduction. With a 63-2-2 record and 39 knockouts, the Mexican superstar has captured world titles in 4 weight classes and became the first undisputed super middleweight champion of the modern era. He's beaten world-class opponents like Gennady Golovkin, Daniel Jacobs, and Miguel Cotto. Even losses to Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol did little to tarnish his reputation as a generational great.
I went straight away with Crawford, and so did Spence. I mean, other people that we've spoken to, I think Paul Smith and other people that sit on the show with us think it will be Canelo Alvarez because of size. We've seen Canelo Alvarez take that journey up to light heavy and find himself coming up against Dimitri Bivol and not being able to do what he does at super middleweight. I just think that Crawford is such a fighter of such stature and competence that he might just be the kryptonite to Saul Alvarez.
But Crawford's confidence hasn't wavered in the slightest. In fact, when he was asked about Canelo's decision to bring in welterweight phenom Jaron Boots Ennis as a sparring partner, Crawford didn't bat an eye. For him, the fact that Canelo is going to such lengths in camp only proves how much the Mexican champion respects what's coming his way. He pointed out that if he were truly too small or untested, Canelo wouldn't be calling in one of the sport's top young fighters to help him prepare.
What is there to talk about? You fighting the best fighter in the world. You better be taking it serious. You know, that goes to show, you know, how serious he's taking me and how much he respects me. Because, you know, if I haven't fought anyone, if I was too small, if I was, you know, all these things that all the media say I was, then he wouldn't need these guys to help prepare him to fight me. He wouldn't, you know, need all the help that, you know, he's getting. But I'm happy that he's getting the help that he needs because, you know, after, you know, September 13th, there'll be no excuses.
Beyond tactics and sparring, there's also been plenty of debate around Crawford's physical transformation, or lack thereof, ahead of this massive move up in weight. As the fight nears, a shirtless photo of Crawford went viral online, sparking intense speculation. Many expected him to bulk up significantly to deal with the physicality of a full-fledged super middleweight like Canelo, but that hasn't been the case. Instead, Crawford has remained relatively lean, sticking to the body type that has brought him success across 4 divisions. He addressed this decision head-on during a media appearance just days ago, explaining that this camp is unique simply because he doesn't have to cut weight or hold back in strength training. Rather than trying to pack on pounds, he's focused on refining his explosiveness and conditioning. He sees no reason to mess with what works, and that includes his naturally lighter frame.
Have you put on a lot of weight or muscle? Like, how is it in that department? Because I know a lot of people have said, like, hey, you're fighting a big guy, 168, who's used to fighting guys that are bigger than him. It might be smart to put on a little bit more, like, mass.
It comes natural with working out.
Yeah.
You know, like I said before, the only thing about this camp different than any other camp is I don't gotta cut muscle. I don't gotta, you know, watch what I do in strength condition. I can, you know, go fully all out, you know, and just do what I need to do to get stronger.
Opinions are still divided on whether this strategy will help or hurt him. Veteran trainer Abel Sanchez expressed concern about how fast Crawford moved up in weight, arguing that Canelo's own rise to super middleweight was done gradually. He pointed out that the quick transition might be a disadvantage late in the fight, where stamina and physical wear often become a factor, especially against someone as physically dominant as Canelo.
He does very well, and I think he wears Crawford out and wins a going-away decision. Crawford is an all-time great, obviously, but there's weight divisions. You know?
But others, including former world champion Zab Judah, believe Crawford's approach could be brilliant. Judah went so far as to predict that Crawford might even stop Canelo late. He's one of the few voices saying this out loud, considering how durable Canelo has been throughout his career. But Judah believes Crawford's boxing IQ and mental precision could be enough to wear Canelo down and pull off what most consider impossible.
What about Canelo and Crawford?
Crawford. No hesitation. No hesitation.
I want to see that fight.
Big Bud. Big Bud. We're going to have to roll Canelo up. We're going to have to pack him up, baby.
But how hard is the jump from 47 to 68?
I mean, listen, it's a very big challenge. But what I said, with his skills and the way he's adapted to the size, brother, when I seen him stand toe-to-toe and side by side, I said, game over. Terence Crawford. And listen, don't be surprised if he stops him. I'm telling you.
Who?
Don't be surprised
If Canelo stops Crawford.
Terence Bud Crawford stops Canelo.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I love you. Skills pay the bills. See that, Cody? Skills pay the bills.
Even fighters who've shared the ring with both men are leaning in Crawford's favor. Amir Khan, who lost to both, believes Crawford has the edge in adaptability and timing. His opinion carries weight, having first-hand experience with their styles.
I think I'm the only guy that's been in with both fighters. So yeah, I'm thinking of maybe going there. I've been asked to go there and obviously give my input on the fight before they go in the ring. And obviously I know both fighters. Canelo's a friend now after our fight we had, and also Crawford had shared training camp with him as well. it's a good fight. But I'm not gonna say too much.
Okay.
I'm gonna save it till on the day of the fight.
Okay.
But look, it's gonna be a mega fight. Honestly, it's hard to pick the winner. Yeah. But like I said, it's a close one.
Similarly, undisputed lightweight champ Devin Haney sees a realistic path for Crawford to win, highlighting his discipline and strategic mind. Haney admits it won't be easy, but says if anyone can do it, it's Crawford.
He feels at this point Crawford's a better opponent than Floyd Mayweather. Just your thoughts on that?
I think.
I mean, that's his opinion. Do you agree? Wait, what? Do you agree with it?
The board will lean off a bit.
Do I think that? Are you saying? Do I think that Crawford is better than Mayweather? At fighting, I think that. Well, he didn't really make it clear. I think that Crawford is fighting. I think Crawford is fighting a different Canelo than Floyd has. A much better version Canelo than Floyd fought. So that's why I think the difference is.
Mental fortitude has also come up as a key topic. Tyrone Davis emphasized that Crawford's biggest weapon might not be speed or power, but his mindset. According to Davis, the way Crawford stays locked in, adjusts mid-fight, and refuses to lose focus could be the X factor that helps him neutralize Canelo's strength and experience.
Have you been in there with Crawford? Yeah. So you've been in there with Crawford, you've been there with Canelo. What can you take from sparring both of them to gauge what's gonna happen in September?
Preparation is gonna definitely be everything. Crawford adjusting to the 168 pound division. I know he's been sitting at a heavier weight for a while, but he's been showing his training and stuff. So that's definitely gonna help him. Canelo experience, but then you got Crawford, got great experience as well. It's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a good chess match. I expect a great fight. If I had to favor somebody, I would just pick Canelo because of the weight disparity. Canelo is naturally sits really well at 168, and it's just always tough for a guy to come to 168 and come from that many weight classes up and do something like that. If he does it, if anybody could do it, it'll be Terence Crawford.
As for outside the ring, both camps have taken shots. Bomac didn't hold back when asked about Canelo's longtime coach, Eddie Reynoso, and past doping controversies surrounding some of his fighters. But he showed confidence in the VADA testing system, saying there's no concern because random testing is in place and would catch anything suspicious before fight night.
I know you saw him sparring with Boots. Give me your initial response to that.
That don't mean shit, man. That don't mean shit. That don't mean nothing, man. Boots ain't no Crawford.
That's right.
So, hey, like I said, that don't mean, all that shit don't mean nothing. That shit ain't gonna help him. He should have just got the last cab driver he just fought. Cause that shit ain't gonna, that don't mean nothing, man. All that shit don't mean nothing. You ain't no Bud Crawford. They don't have that mentality. Having that mentality and going upside your head at the same motherfucking time, shit, man. I don't give a fuck about all that shit at all.
Meanwhile, big-name boxing analyst Max Kellerman has come out with a clear prediction of his own. Crawford gets the win. Kellerman, returning to the boxing spotlight for this blockbuster event, argued that while Crawford is older in years, Canelo has more wear and tear on his body after such a long career that began when he was just a teenager. For Kellerman, Crawford checks every box: skill, form, momentum, and after watching him dismantle Errol Spence, he's convinced Crawford has what it takes.
Great chin. A great chin. But in terms of if you want to go skill for skill, especially the recent version of Canelo, who's had to turn into a seek and destroy guy, who had to learn as his career went on to cut off the ring and not just follow guys around. Like Lara, Trout, Floyd, he followed those guys around. He had trouble because he's really a natural counterpuncher who wants you to come to him.
With just days to go until the bell rings in Las Vegas, the boxing world remains split. Some see Canelo's experience, size, and strength as simply too much to overcome. Others are betting on Crawford's slick movement, elite timing, and will to shock the world. What's certain is that both fighters are treating this like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And while the world debates who will come out on top, Crawford isn't sweating the opinion. He's made his mission crystal clear. He's chasing something bigger than belts or bank accounts. He's hunting legacy, something that can't be measured in dollars. On September 13th, it won't just be a fight, it'll be a clash of greatness. Two legends standing across from one another together under the bright lights of Allegiant Stadium, and if Crawford has it his way, it'll also be the night his doubters finally break down and cry.